Hello guys, welcome to video number 2 of this playlist, and in this video we are going to learn about how we can read, write and display images using the OpenCV module. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Before we actually start coding, I would like you to open your terminal in the image processing folder that we just created in the last video. And it might happen that your Jupyter notebook autocorrect and autocomplete might not be working. To fix that, we need to first activate a virtual environment, source environment bin activate. And now that the virtual environment is activated, you need to type pip uninstall JD. JD is a software that Jupyter notebook does not need, but it comes with it, and we just need to uninstall it and type yes here. I already uninstalled it, so it is showing me this, but you should uninstall it before we get started with the real code. Okay, so now let's open a Jupyter notebook. Type Jupyter notebook and let's create a new notebook. And for those who are new to this interface, we can change the name here. I'm going to name it read, display and write using OpenCV. So let's start by importing the required modules. First we are going to import NumPy as NP. NumPy is also called numerical Python. And next we are going to import CV2 module. And for now we only need these two modules. And to run this cell, we can press Command plus Enter, or if you are in Windows, you can press Control plus Enter, and that will run this cell. We can also press Shift plus Enter, and what this does is it runs the cell and also creates a new cell in the next line. So Shift plus Enter is quite useful. And to delete a cell, you need to select the cell, and when you select it, this blue select should be there, and you can press DD to delete a cell. Again press Shift plus Enter to create a new cell. And now if we want to work on an image, here we have two images in the image folder. One is this group photo image, another is a tree image. Suppose I want to import this tree image in the Jupyter notebook to work on that image. So I'm going to create an image object, and I'm going to use the cv2.imread function. You can press Shift plus Tab to get some information on this function, and we can see it takes file name as a parameter. Actually, it does not take the file name, it takes the file path as a parameter. From the root directory, the file path is in a string. We can write images and tree.jpg. Let's run it, and we see that it does not give any error. And if we try to print image, we see that we get a very big object as our output. Let me make a markdown here. So you can select this cell and press M. A single hashtag is used to make a heading, and double hashtag is used to make a subheading. And as you increase the number of hashtags, the font keeps getting smaller and smaller. Let me run it. So this is how you can make notes in the Jupyter notebook. So reading an image, to operate on any image, you need to first make an image object, and the OpenCV provides a function to read this image, and that is the imread function. It takes file path as a parameter. Now if I type help image, it says it is a ND array, which is a NumPy array basically, and it has various parameters like shape, dtype, buffer, offset and strides. And if I do image.shape, we get a tuple of 3 objects, that is the 480, 771 into 3. That means that image is a 3-dimensional object. If I again print it, we see that this is basically 1 pixel, and these are the RGB values. By default, CV2 interprets images in BGR format, not RGB format. So let me write it down. Okay, if I type image.shape, this 480 into 771, this 480 represents the width of the image, and 771 represents the height of that image, and 3 is the number of dimension, that is the RGB values. All the 8-bit images are 3-dimensional. So let's move on to how we can display images using CV2 module. Let me create a markdown. Suppose you did some operations on this image object and now you want to see the results. What happened to that image? So for that, we are going to write cv2.imshow. This is used to show the image and it takes window name and the object of that image. So my window name is going to be image. You can type anything there and the image object. In the next line, I'm going to write cv2.wait key and let me write some comments here. 0 for infinite time, else it takes time in milliseconds. Next, cv2.destroy all windows. So what this does is, if you provide 0 here, then it will run for infinite time. You will see image for infinite amount of time. Else it takes time in milliseconds. So for example, if you write 10,000, so it is going to run for 10 seconds and then the window will close. So it will wait for 10 seconds and then it will destroy all the windows. That means the image will close. So let's run it and see if it works. And we can see this is the image that we get. So let me write this in a function, def display, and it will take two arguments, win name, that is the window name, and the image object. I will indent this to the right and I will replace it as win name and image and run it. So this will be our display function for the entire course and we are going to use this to display our images. So now that we know how to display the images, let's move on to the last part, that is saving or writing the images. Okay. And for that we have another cv2 function, that is the cv2.imwrite, and press shift plus tab. We see that it takes file name as the parameter and the image object. So I will just write example image .jpg and save it in and give the image object. And now if I run it, and this returns a boolean value. So if this operation was successful, it will return true, else it will return false. And if I see the home directory, I can see an example image object has been formed. And it is the same as our tree image. So this completes our reading, writing and displaying functions. So I will see you guys in the next video where I will discuss how we can change the type of an image, changing image to grayscale and other things. So till then, happy learning. Thank you.